Lorna here from the Ortus Club, and welcome to this special two-part episode of our Ortus Chat series, where we're going to be speaking to CX expert Sara Christine about the power of knowledge sharing. Hi, Sara.
Hello, Lorna. I'm so grateful to be here. I'm Sara Christine and founder of Hello Sara Christine. I've been doing CX and experience design for around 22 years now. So very excited. I have a global consulting company that focuses on that. Very excited to be here.
So, Sara, when did you first realize the power of knowledge sharing? Where did your journey begin?
I've always been interested in sharing knowledge. I think that my best thinking gets me here. So I need outside support and love and thinking all the time. And so that's kind of always been my MO, but it really kicked in last year because I think with the pandemic, everyone working from home and being remote, all of a sudden I'm in these four walls around me thinking, am I the only one that's doing this? Or I'm the only one that's thinking this? And how am I supposed to improve? Because I really feel no one got the memo. No one has done this day before. No one's going to be doing this time period before. So no one knows what to do. How do we address clients? Like, how do we address their needs? Because we all kind of jumped into the pot together. So I started reaching out to just my recent connections. And then I realized I need to find like-minded folks, like people that are doing similar things that I'm doing and look for those similarities, not just the differences between businesses. And I started reaching out when it felt weird because it's like, oh, I'm reaching out to competitors or I'm reaching out to people that I would normally not reach out to. And it's like, can we share our secrets? Because we can't do this alone anymore. And I think that's where the power of knowledge sharing really kicked off for me and realizing that this is going to make or break. My business is going to make or break someone else's business. And so partnership is it's synonymous with knowledge sharing.
So looking back over the past year, what was a challenge that you've faced as a CX expert where knowledge sharing has come in handy?
The biggest challenge was understanding that we are not alone. When I had the opportunity and have had the opportunity to moderate or be a part of these smaller, intimate groups of like-minded people leaders, it really opened up my mind to, one, I'm not alone. Two, oh my gosh, like there are so many people dealing with the same problems that I'm dealing with, and they're solving them in really different ways. And my way is not the only way. And I think before it was really hard because especially as we work as founders or even executives and people leaders, we're kind of siloed in our own container. Like we have 133 things to do in a day, and it's not going out and trying to hunt down people to brainstorm and talk and ideate. Like if we get that, it's kind of a miracle moment. And I think what I found in 2020 was it was critical for me. So to set aside that time to actually knowledge share and look for people that are struggling or dealing with similar challenges, it really opened up my mind to new ideas, new solutions. And honestly, I would say that I've innovated more in the last year because it also gave me permission to see that someone else is doing something. Like outside validation and approval is real. When that has happened and being able to hear from someone else and hear not only their successes, but their failures, and then to be able to share my own, it felt like, wow, why don't we collaborate? And then the next thing I know, I've had all of these relationships turn into partnerships that have turned into creating new experiences for B2B clients. And so that to me, I think before 2020, I was kind of like focused on this is what I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And now it's like, wow, I'm focusing on building relationships and partnerships because I feel like that's going to be the magic sauce moving into 2022 and beyond.
Well, that leads really well into our next question. What sort of people are you meeting at these events? Who else is taking part in B2B knowledge sharing right now?
It's just amazing. I'm meeting the best people in the world and they're global, like everybody, the most amazing people. I'm meeting somebody from Ireland and Poland and Boston and California and Iowa on the same call. And we're all dealing with similar challenges. And I thought we were like, oh, I'm in my little bubble over here. And the people that come in, the executives, the founders across different verticals, across different industries, they're the magic people leaders. These are the change makers that I've been able to meet. And honestly, they inspire me. And I get to learn from them as I'm listening to their stories. These are our heroes and our guides, these leaders that are coming to the table saying, okay, how can I do better? And not just better, but how can I do different that someone's going to actually be able to emotionally connect with my service and with my product. And the only way to do that is, like I said, they seek outside help. And that is courageous in itself. I mean, asking for help is hands down probably one of the hardest things, but then reaching out and being brave to share, like I think before 2020 was like our super secrets, like we would never share, that's confidential, it's inside the organization. And now I feel like we've gotten that permission slip too. And those are the kinds of leaders we need, especially in the next decade. People leaders today are dealing with everything. They didn't just deal with the pandemic and work from home. They're dealing with mental health and well-being. They're dealing with inclusivity, diversity, they're dealing with their company culture. Now, all of a sudden, their internal people have become just as important as their external clients. And so how they're addressing that is a heavy load and a very big burden. And that's the people that are showing up to these knowledge sharing events that I've been to. They've got the biggest challenges. They've got the biggest heavy load. And I think this kind of container is a way for them to almost release too.
Thanks, Sara. And we'll be back to talk about the future of B2B knowledge sharing in episode 2.
That's great. Thanks, Laura. In the next 10 years, partnerships are going to be key. Retailers have become banks. Banks have become retailers. So why are we not working together? Before 2020, we all did a really great job staying in our circle, in our vertical, like retail talk to retail, finance talk to finance, I talk to experienced designers. And now I'm seeing this like crossover. Participate. Do not be afraid.